You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Nashville After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Nashville After Show.
Yeah! Yay! Wow, what an episode. Woohoo!
We are still, the wheels are turning.
They are, and we'll get right to it. We're here doing another Nashville AfterBuzz show here, and it is episode 10, season 2, called Tomorrow Never Comes.
Correct.
Right? I'm like, I can't read the writing up there.
Someone.
I wanted to say dies because of the killing for a second there. I was like, wait.
But they don't have it.
Spoiler alert, JJ.
One of them.
Yes. All right. Well, let's just jump right into, let's actually say who we are.
Perfect.
I'm JJ Jurgens, and I'm joined here with...
Hi, y'all. It's Whitney Lane.
And it's Keetin Marchi.
Okay, let's jump
We're just
in.
so excited. That's why, yeah. All right, let's do it. So let's first start talking about Layla and Juliette's dynamic.
Well, we know that she was actually the one that called somebody in the tabloids to say that Juliette right? That
Yes.
happened
Yeah.
last
Yes.
episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
It's called TMZ, right?
Yeah, that's right. She called about Juliette and Charlie Wentworth. And now, look, it might come back to bite her in the butt, and I really hope it does.
I do too. Well, and it's funny because she really didn't have any like true evidence either. All she did was, have a hunch because she saw them together backstage a little bit. So, from her point of view, she could have just been like, "Oh, I'm going to make up this lie, like to screw Juliette over." And yeah, I really hope it goes and bites her in the butt.
Yeah, I do too. And I was really happy to actually see Jeff, who we were always complaining always does mean things, but actually stand up to her and kind of protect Juliette.
He's a hard
in a bit.
one to read.
Yeah.
Because he seems like such a douchebag. He gets out of his pool naked, standing there in front of Rayna. He was naked, right? We all decided that was the truth.
He was definitely naked.
Which we could have seen a little buns there,
I thought
ABC.
so.
Come on.
I thought we
Give
saw
us
just
a back dimple at least.
Yeah, something.
But
anyway.
but so he's like this, this jerk. Rayna has to come to his home to actually get a chance to talk with him, and he's all business with it, which then he shows. So you've got to trust that. I mean, he's trying to make money. I don't know. And then he stands up a little bit for Juliette because really in the end, I guess he is thinking about Ed Chill.
Yeah.
He's not really caring about who Juliette is as a person, who Layla is. He's like, I've got to make this label last. But, I mean, good to know that he's going to stand up for somebody if they're going to ruin
Right, yeah.
that record deal.
And I like that he kind of put her in her place because all along I've thought that this is pretty ballsy for somebody who just won, a singing contest
runner
and
up.
just you're right,
is what
didn't
he
even
mentioned,
yes,
which I loved.
Yeah, and for her to be doing all these things to somebody who is clearly established and loved was really, really gutsy. So I like that he kind of knocked her down a few notches, and I like the expression on her face after he did that. It's good to see.
Thank goodness. She should question him because if it does come out, then I think I think it will.
Oh,
all
it
these things come
absolutely
out.
will.
TMZ will share who their source is. Who knows? What do they have to for her? Why do they don't have a relationship they have to protect? But I must say that Charlie Wentworth, I mean, I will always love that dude. Yeah. He might be my new crush right now for this season.
He's so
Deacon
hot.
forever, but Charlie Wentworth.
Like, come on.
And he's sweet. It's not fake.
I agree with you. I was hoping
He has
that he
an
would stay
accent.
around for a while.
I love Charlie.
And I like them together, but obviously obviously Charlie's not in love with his wife Olivia. He's like, I'm still going to go through with the divorce. But then you see Juliette, she doesn't feel the same way.
My problem with that, though, is that I feel like their acting was so, they did have such good chemistry that I don't believe that. Like, when she was saying that, she doesn't look at him and, she wants to be loved by, however she worded that nicely. Not
Yeah.
But I disagree because I feel like I thought when they were together that I did see those looks
I do
between each
too.
other, and I did think that it wasn't. This one to me didn't feel just like a fling with a married
Like it's
man
over.
to me. Yeah,
I think she just doesn't trust him. I think because of the circumstance they hooked up in, I don't think they will ever be able to have a true trusting relationship, which trust is the number one thing Juliette needs to have a successful relationship, because every single relationship she's ever had with anybody, not just romantic relationship, the trust has gone away and she's been hurt.
You know what I think it is? I think she does have feelings for him. She cares about him, but I think she likes Avery more.
She wants
And so I think that
Avery.
kind of overtakes however she might feel about Charlie, because heck, if there was no Avery, I guarantee she wouldn't have broken it up with Charlie.
Yeah, good point.
But she has someone she does confide in, she does cry to, and she shares everything with.
And we knew the Avery thing was coming. We've called that one for a few episodes
But
now.
I was
They're
really
like,
surprised. I mean, the emotions in both of their eyes. And I thought for sure it was going to happen, when she's crying after the homewrecker thing and they sing together, which I loved. I told y'all that was the first time I was like, Avery, I like how he's singing. Yeah. Usually I'm like, no. This time was the first time I really liked him performing.
And they're on like the same level height-wise, so
they did sound really good together, and I liked them way back when she was mean to him at the Wentworths. That time. That's when he kind of felt hurt, and I was like, "Oh, I liked seeing that emotion from him too." I just liked their dynamic.
They were both kind of mean at some point, and so
And
they're
selfish.
and so maybe they're a perfect fit. They actually make each other a better person.
Since we're already there, we might as well jump into it, like how it did happen, and with Scarlett standing in the back.
Well, I find it funny that, Juliette, she's coming home off her tour for a little bit just for this music festival that Charlie helped get her to headline. And, her guitar player, she's given him a few days off, obviously because she wants Avery to play. Yeah. And she thought about that when she was on tour, too. She would keep thinking about Avery. So now they play together. It's great. We all love it. There's a lot more to this relationship than there was.
And then can we talk about that that interaction between Avery and Scarlett when she was sitting on the back of the pickup truck watching her uncle Deacon play, and we see Avery walk up next to her, and he has this look on his face and you kept screaming, he's gonna break up with her, he's gonna break up with her, he's gonna break up with her, and then she takes over the conversation. She's like, hey, do you want to get out of here? And he doesn't say anything like that entire time, and they just leave, and then they are awkwardly start.
Well, he's the one that says, "Do you want to get out of here?"
I thought it was Scarlett who said, "Do you want to get out of here?"
Do you want to get out of here? And she says, "Let's go."
Oh.
And I'm sure it's because of a lot of different reasons. I think, because we talked about last week how we thought, Avery knows that Gunnar and Zoe are together. And he said, I don't know, maybe you should go to the hotel room and find her. Is he just trying to push her away? I mean, it's making her hurt, like seeing Gunnar, but he's trying to make an excuse like, it's because you still care about Gunnar. That's why you're so upset. Is that his way to be like, then eventually it's because you still like Gunnar that I can go and be with Juliette? He may not
I don't think he's that smart.
I do think he is. He's always been manipulative. Yeah. I don't think he's doing it I don't think he's knowing that he's doing that necessarily, but I definitely think he doesn't want to hurt Scarlett. He would rather put the blame onto something else. And you see him, he's with Scarlett, but you saw in his eyes when he came to talk to her, he's not really with her. He wants to be with Juliette at this point. And it's sad because poor Scarlett again. No wonder she acts so weak and needy.
Yeah.
Well, and she was this powerful, independent woman for maybe 6 episodes, and now it's just going the opposite direction to the poor little meek mousy Scarlett that we.
Well, let's talk about her look, because I feel a little sorry for her. And in this situation, I could kind of see her being a little, because that's her best friend and her fiance hooking up. Okay. Again, we've said it a million times this season. That is girl code. No.
She dumped him
because he was effing her over.
No,
he did a lot of things. Yeah, you must have something in your past.
Yeah, I really don't.
He was not a good boyfriend or fiance to her. Why would you stay with someone who's drinking all the time, who's going and he has guns that he's hiding. That's not stable.
I know, and she dumped him. Sorry.
But I feel like you saying she dumped him, but she denied his
feelings.
Right. She just said it wasn't a time to get married to him right now because he was going through all that stuff. And I totally agree with her. You can't sign on for a marriage with somebody who's,
unstable,
drinking and doing all that stuff. So she wanted him to take some time to himself, grow up a little bit, learn how to handle his issues.
Up with her ex. Like, what do you want him to do? Just sit around, like, figure out his issues on his own, and then just watch his, like, this girl that he fell in love with go back to the guy
He didn't know that she was with the ex. She didn't know.
He didn't know she was with Avery at all. He was liking Zoe ever before Scarlett and Avery started hooking back up.
Yeah.
I know, but sometimes you just can't help feeling.
It's messed up. It's straight up messed up, and you see Zoe's crying about it because 20 years of a friendship down the drain, and I think it's going to be okay. I mean, I don't think the friendship's necessarily over, but that's just something you don't do. And I guess it depends on what side of it you've been on, because I have been on that side before. Not necessarily my best friend, but I mean, I barely talk to that girl anymore, you know? Like, I forgive, but you're never going to forget that.
No.
And that's your best friend. That's someone you tell everything to, that you trust to the extreme. And for them to do that to you, I don't know.
And especially because they weren't just like, it's not like they dated in junior high or they, you know, like they were like engaged. Yeah, that's a whole different. And I cannot imagine doing that to a girlfriend.
And I definitely don't think that the feelings are completely done. Definitely not for Scarlett, but I also don't think on Gunnar's side. He seems to be kind of impulsive with everything that he does.
I agree, and I think this to me feels impulsive too. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh no, it's different. We're not just, you know, it means, I don't know, it's just a big jump for me.
They're all young. Let them sleep around. Like, come on. Leave them alone.
Not with your best friend's ex, though.
I'm sorry. Like, Scarlett is being, she's so indecisive, and that's what's getting her in trouble. That's what's getting her hurt, because other people are making decisions and they're like living their lives and they're moving forward, and she's just very insecure. And I don't know. I can't. I feel bad for Scarlett. It's not like I don't feel sympathy for Scarlett, but like I can't be that pissed that Zoe and Gunnar are happy. You know, I don't.
Here's the thing. I don't think Scarlett's indecisive. She was very decisive when she said, "We're not getting married because you've got to work on yourself."
Yeah.
And then he goes off and dates her best friend. She's decisive about getting back with Avery right now, even though I don't think she's very involved with that. I mean, she's not like invested in it.
It seems like she's just like a robot when she's with him, like just going through the motions. There's no like emotion.
There's nothing left there. But that's somebody to kind of latch on to now that you see your best friend and your ex-fiance back together, and together in the first place.
And how do you think how she's gonna handle things now? Because she's clearly gonna put two and two together about
to hit her even harder. Well, and the thing is,
watch her have to go on tour with Juliette.
I don't think she wants to be on tour. That's a whole nother thing, you know? I don't know. I just think it's a lot of the circumstance, because they got caught by Scarlett. Well, if you tell somebody in advance, that helps, because really that's what she said. It hurts more that they did it behind my back. They didn't tell me. They weren't open to me about it. Who knows how it would have been had they sat down and said, I don't know what's happened, but I've started to really like this guy, and I need to talk to you about it and see how you feel. At least then it's up front, and she goes off and she's like, I'm going to be with you now. That's different.
I agree with you on that part of it. She should have had the guts to just tell Scarlett up front. But again, circumstance and the drama of Nashville did not allow that to happen.
Correct.
When they all came to visit.
That's what we would tell Zoe to do next time. Just because.
But then that wouldn't get us all fired up and talking about it.
It sure is. Sure is getting me fired up.
I don't want people to think I'm like some going around sleeping with my best friends' boyfriends or exes. No. I think I've been the girl on Scarlett's side so many times that I've just kind of been like, you just got to move on. Like, screw it. Sometimes, you know.
With your best friend, though?
Well, you know, if the friendship means that much to you, you're going to get past it, and you just want them to be happy, really.
Or your friend just wouldn't do it because it means your friendship means so much to you. Think about that.
Sometimes you can't help feelings.
Okay, well, we're going to agree to disagree on this one.
They need to weigh in. Everybody that's watching Nashville, and this storyline heats you up as well. Go to iTunes, rate and comment the show. Tell us what you think. Are we the crazy ones? Or
I'm going to get so much crap. I'm ready for it.
Well,
we want to know.
Maybe it's us. Who knows? But let us know what you think. This is a good storyline, I think. It definitely gives all of us the right to share our opinions.
Exactly. It gets people talking.
They better not kill any of them all.
Yeah, then there's nothing else to talk about, right?
All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about Rayna and Luke a little bit.
A little bit weird, huh? We saw his true colors coming out a little bit more.
See it true.
Yeah, I get the feeling from tonight's episode. I feel like he was just using her to,
Definitely.
up his sales and his concerts. And yeah, the "see you when I see you" thing was a little.
Ladies, I called this. I've never trusted
You did.
Luke, and this episode just confirmed it for me.
For sure.
he's. I think he's even working for Jeff.
He is. That's what I was going to say. They definitely have a friendship and partnership when it comes to this business. And right now, Luke Wheeler's his biggest act.
And
He's
he was
trying to make
trying
money.
to get his biggest act to convince his second biggest act to stay in the game with them, but he couldn't
Oddly
do it.
enough, I mean, their relationship didn't even, spark any press. No one heard about Luke and Rayna. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
didn't they ride that press train?
It's it's very weird. But you did hear his little comment, it's all about the money, isn't it? And she's like, what? He's
Yeah.
like, no, of course not. But
Yeah, and the little light bulb went off in Rayna's mind, figuring out what she's just been set up for.
Yeah, and then she went to Deacon's concert and had the googly eyes.
we all knew that was always going to be
We
there.
always have the googly eyes.
We needed a little something going into this mid-season finale anyways. But, yeah, Luke, we're not going to see much more of him. I hope he doesn't go to Jeff and say, put this album out before she gets out.
Gets her, yeah.
Yeah, because he's
Takes
the
it
other
and
one on the
leaves.
duet.
Or you better get Scarlett, or we got to find a way so she doesn't, I hope he
Yeah.
doesn't completely turn like that. I don't see that necessarily. I just think he's not someone for her to spend her time with anymore. Plus, the chemistry is just lacking.
Yeah, agree. Jeff did leave pretty mad too, so he may be, going and stirring things up with Luke too to get.
It almost seemed like he was disheartened too, though, or he should be worried. He's losing a big act, but you know what? That girl should be worried, and she is not making a smart decision at all for her and her kids. That's your
being dumb.
livelihood.
Yeah.
That is your house. That's stocks. That's your savings. That's what you made on the tour with Juliette. That's everything.
That's
I
your
don't
way
think
of
that's
life.
smart.
I don't think it is either. I think take a gamble, but not when it's everything and when you have kids and
And also do the research because Jeff handed that to you. That's something to look at. Even if you are all about the music, you've got to figure out what's actually going to sell. I don't know. I think you have to have both.
Well, especially if you're gambling that much. If she makes enough that she could afford to do a project and lose money on it, no big
Right.
deal. But not when you're mortgaging your house and giving all your savings, everything. Then that's maybe something you might want to look at the research a little bit
Yeah.
on.
I think that's going to be a bad situation.
I don't know. I hope that I feel like with all this drama that just concluded this episode, I feel like that is definitely going to throw a wrench in everybody's kind of plans and moving forward, and especially the fact that oh my gosh, the train. Boy.
Will.
Okay, brain fart, it's late. Especially that Will's now going to disappear. I think that Jeff is going to be like, oh crap, well, he was going to be my next kind of moneymaker. We got to reel Rayna back in.
That's
some
true.
way.
Let's
I got to
hope.
play Mr. Nice Guy because I might have just lost big investment.
I'm still waiting for Juliette to say, oh, you're getting out? Let me help you. I really want that to happen.
And have her join onto Rayna's label.
Yeah, but or partner. But I don't see that ever happening just because look at Juliette in the press at this point. She is not someone that you can count on.
Yeah.
Not that she's doing it on purpose, but it just seems to follow her.
Yeah, unless she tries to piggyback off of Rayna's kind of good kind of press image by joining forces with her. And if Rayna says, I put my trust in her and I want to partner with Juliette, she's not going to partner with her homewrecker. So that might help her image.
Could help both. I don't know. I just think, who cares about Jeff? Who cares? He's so mean.
The
but
naked
he's
blonde
also-
girl in the pool did.
Well, she's probably, who do you think she was? Trying to get some sort of,
She was the intern or is the secretary. I don't know.
golly.
It's sad because this is true. These things are true.
It's too much. And then you've got Tandy, her sister, who's like, you know what? I'll be the business head. I'll give you $3 million for a corner office.
No.
So Tandy giving $3 million. She does have some, a financial background. Maybe she's supportive, but she said straight up, no, I wouldn't do this. But then again, I didn't think you'd have the career you do now. So It's a big risk. I think people are saying, you know, and even Teddy telling Rayna, like, oh, you've always been a risk taker. They're kind of like making her feel like it's going to be okay, but I don't know that it is. Yeah. That's just scary.
It's a lot. $20 million is a lot of money.
You'd think she'd have that easily. Doesn't seem like it, though, if you're going to have to mortgage a home.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting one.
We shall see. All right.
What else?
Done with,
next?
All right, let's,
What about, I mean, we've talked a little bit about Gunnar, but we didn't talk about his show.
Yeah.
With the great
Deacon.
I loved it. Deacon, he comes up to get his package for that, the music festival, and it's like not there. So might as well make your own show. And
He was
I love
so
that he
classy
did
about
that.
it, though.
Well, he knows.
Yeah.
It's Teddy being Teddy. How annoying, though. That's got to fire him up every time. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm her real dad. You hid this from me for years.
Get
And
over
you're
it.
going to take me out of playing for a show, playing in front of people.
And he's not even trying to be intrusive in their relationship. He's very much being like, I know,
Ask
like
your parents.
Yeah, like I know you're her father figure for her entire life. I just want to be a friend, basically. And gosh, Teddy just needs to grow a set. Like, be comfortable. Ugh.
Be
Yeah.
happy with
can't.
Peggy. You look so happy.
Well,
As she's like the stepmom that Maddie hates. And she's just hugging on those girls.
She's like a
always in
Stepford
front of
wife.
Rayna all the time.
It's
Yeah,
a
she's
lot.
always hugging her
Rayna
kids
handles that
and
very
like,
well.
yeah. Well, we saw that it burns her up inside, but she definitely just kind of takes it in stride.
And you know,
but
and I commented on this too. Rayna and Teddy have a good working relationship when it comes to just even talking. They're cordial, but I don't think there was much passion in their relationship anyways before.
Yeah.
So it is kind of just this friendship, like this. They have this comfortability, I guess. But I think they handle things pretty well.
it's like they have a business deal almost. Like, and that's
Kinda
how,
what
that's
it
how they
was all
talk.
along.
Yeah. But Rayna's a classy lady, and so at least she's standing up to, you know, she's a class act.
yeah,
Go Rayna.
the promo really had all of us. We were waiting for something bad to happen while Deacon was singing and just praying that it didn't, because something always happens to
Yeah.
Deacon. So we're like, oh no, is the stage gonna crash and like
And
fall
Gunnar-
on somebody, or you know?
It was a good show, though. That was fun. That seems like what Nashville's all about, is just getting up and playing your music wherever you are. And I like it. And he has so many contacts already. Like, he's ready to do his own thing. And then that's when Rayna sees that man that she's always loved. Golly.
We love to see it. Yeah, it was nice to hear him say that he's done being on the side and you know he's ready for his chance. We're all ready to watch that.
Yep.
But it's like, when are they going to allow them to be together and to be happy? Because then we don't have this like sexual tension all the time between them. Once they do let them have that happy relationship, we're going to be like, well, we need some more
I
character.
feel like it'll
Yeah.
be good, though. They just have so much. I think it'll be good.
I think it's got to wait till like the end of the season again.
And
I
go
mean,
into season
or
3 or something.
Raina gets pregnant.
There's just too much drama right now for Rayna and Deacon to get back together, considering Will went home with his boy.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was
Standing up
eyeing
for
the boy who we had here last week. But
Saw
yeah,
some
they're
nice
eyeing
leg.
each other.
But Layla was on the side cheering, and I thought she's going to see him staring at Brent the whole time. And she didn't, but, you know, like, you can see it. I mean, that's who he wants to be with, and he did.
Yeah.
But that just
Yeah.
brought all kinds of kind of tough emotions back for him. And where does that leave us?
Well,
Yeah, and we don't know where it leaves us because we see him by the train tracks and it just goes to black, so
Standing
we don't
there.
know.
Whoa.
And we'll get into that in the predictions.
Yeah,
but
but-
yeah.
I mean, he's really struggling. And, I mean, we've talked about it before. Like, it's country music. You don't see many gay country music stars. And, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of pressure to be this guy who's dating Layla Grant. And, you know, they've forced all this upon him. For him to actually be who he is, I think that would be difficult.
are there any openly gay country stars?
I believe there was one that came out this year I read a story about. But besides that,
Some-
not someone huge, you know?
Yeah, I think somebody tweeted our co-host last week with a female name, but I didn't.
Oh, Shelly Wright. Shelly Wright. She's gay, but yeah, and that was a controversy, you know. But I mean, she's living her life and making her own choices.
That's just kind of crazy to think about how big the genre of country music is today. and how mainstream it is, and still the fact that there is no like gay representation in that entire genre, basically.
I'm sure there are, there are a few, but they're
like
not
that
like
we can think of like off the top of our head.
that people write about every day because they're winning awards. Yeah, no, but
That blows my mind.
Will, he's struggling. He's struggling.
Poor guy.
And Brent, Brent wants to be with him. Do you think Brent likes him as much as...
Well, I thought he did, and then when he just got that phone call and bolted, this time, I thought that was a little strange, because...
Yeah.
I think it's more lust.
Or like, it's a challenge.
What has been
I thought he did really like him, because I just thought he kept getting hurt every time, that Will was pushing him away. But I don't know. I got to process what I think about him just getting, once they finally do hook up then, and then he just gets up and leaves right away.
Do you think he had all read how Will was acting, though? It's like, he obviously doesn't want me to be here. He's struggling with this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But like a true friend, which is what he was saying like throughout the entire season, like, dude, I just want to be your friend. Like, I just want to be here. Like, here, I'm working with you. Like, I just want to be here for you. And then to just bolt like that, I don't know. It didn't feel right to me. And I feel like it was what you said. It was like a conquest and like, another notch in his bedpost, and now he's done with it. He's not interested anymore. And I think maybe Will felt that. Will felt like, oh my God, like, yeah, that's just what I was. And
I don't know. We'll see about this one.
Yeah.
If Will makes it through that train wreck.
So now that we've talked about that one, let's talk about the other big dramatic moments.
Like when Teddy and Rayna, they were just chatting, being that nice couple that we said. And, we knew it. I was like, he's going to get shot. He's going to get shot. That dude just straight up, like, walking. You can tell when someone's trying to do something wrong.
I closed my eyes. I don't like guns.
But, like, how did Teddy even get away from that? Because he was, like, behind him. And he, like, moved him? I don't know. Whatever happened.
We need to rewind and watch it again. We just watched it once. But he kind of turned, and then he pulled his arm up, and then that's when the arm...
And that's when Peggy ended up on the ground.
Which we need to comment on our co-host who's not here tonight, Violet's tweet. Violet.
Violet!
You are bad!
Say these things.
Her comment was, is anybody else is thrilled that Peggy got shot?
We know no one really likes Peggy. But girl,
you can't just be tweeting things like that. Like, seriously.
We know she doesn't like Peggy. Nobody likes Peggy, but let's hope you don't want anyone to die. But between the two characters, they're not like the,
Okay, Peggy or Will, who do you want to go?
Who do I want to go, or who do I think's going to go?
No, who do you want first?
Peggy.
I'm Peggy,
if I
too.
pick two I don't care about their storyline necessarily, Peggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Will, I think, Will needs to do more. Needs to do more for country music, and I'm not ready for him to go, so.
Yeah.
And I think I call Will Luke all the time because his character was Luke on the OC. I'm so sorry. I get them so confused. I love him. Brings back
all right.
Okay, well, that kind of wraps that one up.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any predictions? Oh,
Let's hit news and gossip
sorry.
first.
I know, and I left it in my bag, but I remember a few things.
Get it?
I remember a few things.
Right,
one is, did you know that Hayden Panettiere was in Ukraine with her fiance, frontline protesting the government? There are tons of pictures of her, and she's out there supporting her fiance's family. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, interesting, she's buying a house now in Nashville, so her and her fiance will now be building a home in the South. She said he fits in anywhere. And they were talking kind of about the perfect wedding day. All she said is she can imagine being the perfect dress, perfect day, but that's all she's going to share. So nothing else, no details really about what is actually going to go down.
Nice.
And I think really I don't have much more from that. What do you have?
I just had a
JJ?
couple of quick things. Do you have the picture, Steven?
Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. I'll come back to that one. I had 2 articles if you guys wanted to get your Nashville fix while we're on hiatus here. On glamour.com online, they had an interview with Connie Britton, and she says that she thinks her heart will always belong to Deacon. So anyway, there were some comments with her and Eric Close on there. Me too. And then also, Vogue.com had some great kind of behind the scenes photos of the men of Nashville. They let them post their own like pictures that they've taken themselves behind the scenes, and those are kind of interesting to see because you see them kind of them hanging out and gives you a good inside look of Nashville. If you need a little fix.
One more interesting one I just remembered. Connie Britton will never again play Tammy Taylor, unfortunately, from Friday Night Lights. Peter Berg, the director, Taylor Kitsch said nope, he would not come back and do a remake. And Kyle Chandler has always said he wasn't going to do it.
No
Even
movie,
though Connie
huh?
was like, I would
Well,
totally do it. There was already a movie, but they wanted to do a remake with the cast from the actual TV show. No more Coach and Tammy Taylor.
No.
I know. I wanted it bad. That was one of my favorite shows.
They talk about good chemistry. That couple on television.
Everybody wants Coach Taylor.
Yeah. No, I know there was the old movie. I thought they were still in the talks of maybe this
That's what I
cast
was
doing a
hoping
movie.
for.
Bummer. And here's the picture.
A dog named Sue.
So, our favorite Deacon, Charles, posted this on his Twitter. This is our favorite character, Blue.
I thought it was a dog named Sue.
Didn't he end up calling it Blue, though? Or is it Sue on the
I think
show?
it's
Maybe it's
Sue,
Blue
'cause
in
it's
real life.
maybe that's
Either
what it
way,
is.
it's the puppy from the show
Right.
is now his in real life.
cute.
So yeah, so that's where I'm hoping that he will make a return cameo appearance on this
Right.
season
What
at
happened to
some
that
time.
vet?
I
Nobody
love that
knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and he's apparently a Steelers fan, I think, and was upset for a loss.
cute.
But cute dog. So all right, I think that wraps up our news and gossip. So let's move on into predictions.
We really just have this
Now,
overarching
your
one.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
This is a big one, you guys, because we have some time. We have about a month before we actually are going to see what comes about from these potential deaths.
So I guess we have three options. Is it Will gonna die, Peggy gonna die, or no one
Or
dying?
both.
Or both. Four options.
It's not
All
going to
right.
be both.
Yeah, there's no
Nope.
way they're going
It's not going to be neither. Because there's one confirmed that does die.
Do you know? I got to go look up spoilers. I can't
No,
wait.
I don't know. But
I feel like JJ knows.
No, I don't know, but I could see. I could see. I don't know. I could see either way because we see Peggy on the ground, so it makes you want to say like, "Oh, it's her," because you see that. But then I could see that being the twist because we don't actually see Will step in front of the train or anything. So, or
Right.
I mean,
Next
they could be
week-
playing with us. Either. It was a great way for them to set it up because we don't know.
Right, because in January it does say like Peggy's in the hospital, what a traumatic event, and then Will's missing. He's disappeared.
And when Teddy is giving the speech, he doesn't say, "My wife was killed." He says, "My wife was shot."
Correct.
So,
I mean, I've always thought it was Will. That's what I said last week. With his character boyfriend
Yeah.
in the house. I don't know. I just think... I don't know that necessarily that I thought it was going to go that way, though. I didn't know that he didn't think he was going to commit suicide. I don't know, but I could see it being Will.
no.
I could. I think that would open up a lot more when it comes to, like, Rayna leaving the label and, like, you know, more storylines. Like, what's Peggy really?
I agree with you on that one. That's yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to open much more, though. It's Peggy is married to Teddy. Her baby situation, that's done.
I want to see Will's story more. I don't want Will's story to be done. Peggy's story, like, I could be happy with it to be
But I think
done.
that's the
I care
whole
more about
thing.
Will.
I just think that Will's story would open up a whole lot more. Like, would it come out that he was gay? Would this cause Jeff to be like, oh my gosh, we've got to do something to get Rayna back here? Like, you know, there's so many.
Or we have to steal
Yeah.
Scarlett.
There's just so much that could come from that death versus Peggy dying and people being like, oh, that's
Yeah.
who we didn't care about. But who knows? Maybe they want someone who we don't really care about.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Will would move the story along a lot, but I agree with you. Agree with both your points because
Yeah,
I
who
want to know more
knows?
about Will too, and I want to see. I think he's great. I like when he's on stage. I think there could have a lot of fun with that character. And Peggy is blah, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like I would like it to be Peggy, but I think it's going to be Will.
I do too. And honestly, I mean, I don't know that I care that much about Will's character. I mean, he's not one of my top ones that I'm like, I want to know what's going to happen with him. But I do think it could definitely open the story up for a ton of other things.
We shall see. So we are back on January 15th. So we'll take a little break. Everybody have happy holidays.
Yes.
And we'll see you in the new year. All right. Where can they find you guys at?
I'm at Whitney Lane Fern on Twitter and whitney-lane.com on my website.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KeatonM33.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens on Twitter and Instagram and at my blog at tomgirl.tv.
Awesome. We'll see y'all in January
Woo,
2014.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.